Hey everyone, it's Lisa, and today is Wednesday, hump day, and I did a tutorial today. So many of you have asked me to do a tutorial with the Cream Silk by Mercier. I did this look, which is very minimal. It's one eyeshadow, but it was focusing more on how I use just the new things that I've been doing that I've been really loving, and the lashes and everything, brows, my lips, all that good stuff. So this, I thought I would just show you. This is how my hair looks in the morning after I have taken it down from the Velcro rollers that I did. So anyway, I thought I would just show you. This is what my hair looks like in the morning. So I usually just, you know, fluff it out and go. And that's how I keep it sectiony, is I just really don't ever comb it or brush it again. And so now I'm going to put it back with my little, these are so torn up, but I like these better than those other ones I bought from eBay. And then I was going to show you my skin. I think this is probably a true picture of what my skin looks like after the IPL. So I would say, I wouldn't say 75% improvement, I would say about 50% Okay, so we'll get started. And what I always start off with, I just washed my face again, even though I washed it earlier this morning. But I like it to be kind of fresh feeling and not oily yet. And I always use my Rachel K, which is my Miracle Cream. And this is my primer and my moisturizer and my sunscreen and everything. And I usually just take a small amount like that. And this is going to be too light, and it's a kind of pinky toned, but it's brightening. And it cancels out all that little redness on my cheeks and everything. And I usually just go like this and put it kind of in the center of my face and then kind of work out. And my mirror's over here, so. So that kind of just makes a base, and it kind of dries out. It kind of goes into a powdery finish like that. It gives me just a good base to work with. And then one thing I wanted to ask you too is, I considered, because my tutorials are so long, because I, one, talk a lot, and two, I don't want to feel rushed, because if I feel rushed, it's going to make me more nervous and just make it worse. So this morning I considered doing one of those where I just film myself getting ready and then do like a voiceover, but I've never done that, and so I didn't know if that was something you guys would be interested in. Otherwise, I might end up having to cut this in half, because I don't want to feel rushed, because last time I did that and I left out a bunch of stuff that I wish I had said and done. So anyway, okay, you know I've been loving the Mercier Silk Cream foundation. I love it so much, I don't even want to, there's never been a day since I got it and started using it the right way that I have even wanted to use any of my other foundations. Now, I would never get rid of my Makeup Forever HD, and I don't know if I'd get rid of my Dior Star, but I am having that feeling. I get this feeling probably about every 3 or 4 months, where I want to just get rid of a lot of the stuff that I have that I'm not using. So I'm getting ready to have a blowout sale on my blog. I think I'm gonna get rid of all of my other foundations that I bought when I was on my quest again, because I love this. And this is just my sample of the Cashew Beige. I'm hoping that they've got it in. I'm gonna have to order it soon, because you really need to shake it. And sorry, I've got my phone on because Bridgie is at the not vet, but at the groomers, getting her toenails clipped and getting a bath and all that stuff. So just in case they called me, I had the phone on. Okay, so what I've been doing is taking a little bit of this, and like I said, I should be shaking it. So I don't know if this is working as well as it should, but what I think works best is to dot it on your face, like in all the areas, like this. And then maybe, you can always put more on, but less is more with this foundation. So dot it on like that, and this color really does, it matches well. I don't know, I can't give up my sand beige yet. I haven't totally figured out which one I like better, or if I like a combination, but so far I think I'm liking this Cashew Beige best. I think the reason I thought it was too dark before is because I was using the wrong brush. This is the one Melissa told me to get. It is the Sephora brand Professional 46 Pro Flawless Bronzer Brush. And make sure it's not the 48. The 46 is shorter and denser. And then just start doing like this. And I just remembered I did not do my Armani Master Corrector that I usually do after my Rachel K, but sometimes I just forget it and I end up having to do it afterwards, so we might do that. So I've been loving this too, going over my eyelids with this. And because that Rachel K, you know, is dry, it's not moving. And then going down my neck with what's left. But, and really work it in. Make sure that, you know, it's worked in all those lines. And that, until you have basically nothing left on your brush. I mean, your brush will be pretty much empty. And I just usually go down my neck and go back here near my ears. Like that. So that is how the finish is just beautiful. It's so weird. I've never had like a full coverage, longer wearing foundation that's luminous. I mean, it's a very luminous foundation. And you could just go right into like a powder, like a setting powder in your blush, but what makes it perfect, and that's the thing, is I feel like this is like a little kit. Like I would never use one of these things without the other, even down to this brush, because it's all just worked so well for me. So the next thing is the Laura Mercier Loose Mineral Powder in Classic Beige. And I like this better than the Rich Vanilla because this foundation is already yellow toned. So this being more of a neutral, I think works better over it. And the brush that I've been loving, I've told you, is this Sigma F30. I saw Yvette using this and I love it. And so I've got this in my lid and I just kind of do like this and break that up into a finer dust and then get it on my brush and kind of knock it off. And then dab it on, just starting where I don't mind if it's darker, on my contour. And then kind of go like this and just dab this on first. And I'm not doing my whole brush every time, just, you know, just enough to cover like that. And then I might get just a little bit more like that. And then I just start kind of buffing around. And that's what makes this Laura Mercier really, and go over my eyelids. I feel like this Laura Mercier, these two products together, just work so well, and it just starts to really glow. I'm going to use the word glow too much. There's always one word I use too much in a video. Okay, so you can see that's pretty much taking care of everything. I mean, my skin is just, it's just, I hate to say flawless, that's so silly, but you know what I mean, the best it can be. And it looks real, it looks pretty, the texture, I wish you could just see everything. And but I want you to experience it. Ow. Okay, the next step that I feel is very important, and I tried to find a dupe for this at Ulta, and I believe Classic Tan or something was the one, but there really was not a color like this Makeup Forever 214. But this is the powder, and I probably would have never chose this color because it's kind of dark and orangey, but it just goes so well. And then her using this brush to apply it with, which is the 182 MAC, I think is a good secret because it keeps me from putting it on too much. You'll see what I mean. So take just the side and dab it in there like that, and then blow it off, and then put it just right there in that contour area. And then I usually get some more and go up under here and down my neck, which has worked out well because because my neck never matches like my chest and my face. So I do that and then get some more. And I never do things as good when I'm doing it here in a tutorial because I'm not in my typical, you know, setting. But anyway, you get the idea. And then, you know, get it around your hairline and then like that. Dab it again. And then that's all I do for that. Okay, and then this blush, there's several blushes I've been loving, but every time I wear this one, I just love it, and I get so many compliments. This is the one I had on in my Instagram. All this makeup is exactly like I had on yesterday in my Instagram picture, and I had a couple people ask me to do a tutorial, and I know when I see a look I like and I ask somebody to do it, I really want them to, so that's what inspired me to do it. But I'm going to use my favorite blush brush, which is the Real Techniques, and this is the Gucci Pink Camellia, Pink Camellia blush, which looks so boring and non-eventful when you look at it, but it's gorgeous on. And I just do it like that, and then go right on my cheekbones. And I tell you, I tried to do that whole straight across like Masha or whatever, but her face is shaped different than mine. And I was watching Goss this morning. He did a really funny video on eyebrows on Instagram, and he made some comments that really just hit home with me about, you know, all of us trying to do the Kim Kardashian and just things that you get caught up doing because you see other people do it on YouTube, and it's fun. We all love makeup, and like he said, it's no big deal. It's makeup. It's no big deal. It's not going to hurt anybody. You're going to wash it off. But he said, you know, a lot of those things are like drag queen makeup. It's just excessive, and it's not necessarily the thing that looks the best. And you know, it's made me think, it's like, gosh, am I doing things I shouldn't do? Or, you know what I mean. So, and I think, you know, trying to do my blush in all these different ways sometimes doesn't work out the best for me. I need to do it for me and the way my face is shaped. And so I've been doing it back on my cheekbones, and then just maybe a little bit up here. But I'm not trying to go up under my eye or straight across or anything like that. I'm just doing what I think works best for me. This blush is real pretty. It has a real pretty finish to it. Okay, so now what I usually do is spray with Fix Plus. I do like the Mario Badescu, but when I'm using all of this stuff, lately I've been going back to my MAC Fix Plus. So that's what I'm going to go do, is spray my face generously and then dry it off with either my blow dryer or my space heater. So I just sprayed my face with the Fix Plus, and so you can see now that takes any powderiness away from the Laura Mercier and all the things that I've done, and the blush. And now what I usually do is go back with the Makeup Forever pressed HD powder, which I love. I love this so much better than any of the loose powders. And I take this little brush, which is the 165, or any of these little brushes, and you could take that Real Techniques little detail brush maybe, and I just go right in here where I don't want, you know, the shininess, like right there in the forehead, right here in the center, right down my nose. I don't want the shine on my nose. And plus, with this being this HD powder, it, you know, even more fills in the pores like that. So then you keep that glow on your cheeks. And then I also take this and go over my eyelids, and that has been my base. I've been using no eyeshadow base, which I love, because now my eyelids are already, you know, there's no discoloration or anything showing through. And I tell you, I went back there to do my Fix Plus, and I remembered I didn't even pick an eyeshadow, because I don't know, it's so weird when you love the way your skin looks and your lips and everything and your lashes, because that's what I've been doing, is skin, lips, and lashes has been the focus, and brows. It's like the eyeshadow doesn't even matter. So I had not even thought about it, but after I thought about it, I thought I would do this little Inglot Shadow that I ordered, which is $4.61. It's a beautiful little color. It's just a plain color, but it's got like some pizzazz to it. So I'll show you what I've been doing when I use this. And I usually just go in with kind of, you need, since this isn't real pigmented, I usually need kind of a firm shadow brush. So I see why she used the Bobbi Brown eyeshadow brush, and this is just the plain one. It's not really a blending brush, but you can see it's better than a 239 when it comes to being just an eyeshadow brush. So get some of this on your brush, and I always just imagine a line kind of coming from the end of my eye to my eyebrow, and I always kind of put my hand there and then go over like that. It's kind of like, I don't know, kind of like putting the tape or something there, and you know, but not having to. Oh goodness, my words never come to me when I'm doing this. Okay, so like that, and I always like to come in here because the way my eyes are, I need that. So you'll see, and then most of the time I'll come down to the eyelid right there. So that gives you just enough definition, and then you can darken it on the outer if you want to. And then I'm kind of really putting it in here. You would never have to do that with a MAC shadow. And then running a little bit underneath like that, just to give some definition. And then I'm going to go again right at the lash line. So this is kind of going to be a no eyeshadow look. It's just going to be enough to give you some definition. Okay, like that. Okay, and I can always add some more later or add a darker color, but that's all I'm going to use right now. And I just spotted this, the contour kit from Anastasia, and I wanted to say sometimes I do this. This banana powder, the yellow one right here, sometimes I do that just to kind of give that little bit of accent, because I always love that little area right there to be real pretty and kind of accented. And then take that yellow powder a little bit under my eyes like that. Not really, you know, doing a V or anything like that, but I do that a lot. I think I did it yesterday too. Okay, so now I'm going to, let's put on lips, and I'm just going to put on what I had on yesterday, and what I've enjoyed is MAC Lipglass Purrr. Inspired by stalking Lisa Rinna. And that's it. I love this stuff. I had two of them where I bought it. I probably had an older one and then bought another one again, not knowing I had the other one or something. So now I've got one in my purse and one in the bathroom. So that's that, and I think that's enough. I love that look of, and it wears so well. It gets actually prettier and prettier as, you know, as the day goes on and as you apply it, you know, another time. Okay, so let's go ahead and do eyebrows. Eyebrows have been, that's why guys kind of scared me today, because I'm wondering if I'm doing too much to my eyebrows, but they have, I think, been, I've had the most fun doing my eyebrows lately, and I know it's because I'm not plucking them or tweezing them anymore, and I'm just doing the same thing every day. I'm not using anything different because I like it. So I'm going to use this mirror that Tara Lynn sent me because I need to do my eyebrows up close. What I usually do is flip my lit makeup mirror over to magnification, because I have found that when I use my Brow Wiz in medium brown and I get real close, you really can see where even there is just a few little hairs, and you can really just accent or define your brows in the best way that you can. Whereas when I was doing it, you know, far away, I wasn't really getting the true shape, and so that's what I've been doing. And so I'm going to take the Brow Wiz in medium brown, and I hope that you can see this. I'm just going to do it the best I can. And I've been just kind of drawing up under here a little bit, and right here, and then see I've got a few hairs, and make sure this is up enough. I always, you know, this brow is always so much higher than this one, and it is, but if I really take advantage of those hairs that are right there like I should, it isn't as bad. So I'm going to draw in like that. Just color those in, and then just do a few little strokes through there. And in the front, I've been kind of just going like this. And it's going to look scary at first because I will need to comb it out. Okay, so that is the first one done before I brush it. This one's easy. This brow, I just basically go over just like it is. I don't have to do anything. It grows perfectly, like, I mean, it grows just like you just waxed it to grow that way. As for some reason, it just grows totally different than the other one, but that's just the way it is. And then these up here just kind of, they grow up anyway, so I've just been kind of trying to go like they do and not really box them in or anything. Oops. Now I don't want them to be angry brows, which I will work on now with the brush. No angry eyebrows. Okay, so first thing I do is really try to get that softened up, and then I flick over like that. And at this point, what I used to do was just slap on any old brow gel, but nothing is like the Eyeshadow. And I tried the Gimme Brow. The one in light medium wasn't as good, but I got the darker one, and I like it. I think I might have used it yesterday, but for this tutorial, I don't know, which one do you want me to use? The Eyeshadow or the dark Gimme Brow? I think the dark Gimme Brow might be easier for you guys to get, so I'm going to use it. And I try to wipe, you know, the most I can off this little baby cute wand here. And I'm going to grab this mirror again. And what I try to do is just go in there and almost, I don't know, touch some of those hairs and color them without hardly even touching my skin. And then it puts them kind of in place, and it colors a lot of those that wouldn't ordinarily show, like that. So you can see I am touching my skin a little bit, but I'm trying not to. I'm trying to just kind of go over, because it really does accent like some of those hairs that would have never shown. And it gives you kind of like different little dimension in your brows. And it looks, I think what really made it look better for me is me having darker roots now. Kind of goes into my roots a little bit. Okay, so there's my brows. And I don't do anything else. Like, you know, you'll see sometimes that it looks a little bit wet, and I just let it dry, because it does, and then it never moves. So there are my brows, and that's my eyeshadow, good enough. And liners, I go all over the place with liners. And two of my favorites are, I love this L'Oreal liner, and I love the Wet n Wild brown. And I couldn't decide what I'm going to use, but I think I'm going to use this, because this is probably what most people would rather use. And so I love the way this is big, because I can go right in here. And let me see if I can do it better. And make sure you're going like all the way to the lash line. So I start off just doing a line across. Okay, and you can see how my eyes go down. So my goal is to lift my eyes at the end. I do my wing too much sometimes, just because I have, to this day, still never mastered how I want to do it. But with this, I can do it a little bit better, because what I like to do is focus on the line from here to the end of my brow, and then I want this to kind of level out. So what I usually do is, let me see if I can do it with this mirror. I usually just put this to the side, kind of line it up with the end of my brow, like that. And do a line, and then pull it over. and it'll usually, I'll go over my eye and down like that. And then making sure now I've got all the way into my lashes and no skin showing. And you could make the wing out more. I'll make it out a little bit more and I'll bring it down. And then you can take, I love these little makeup Q-tip things. Kind of sharpen it and drag it out a little bit like that. Okay. And then the same thing over here. I'm going to do this real quick, hopefully. This one, you know, I always start at the opposite end. It's just the way I am. Makes no sense, but it's just the way it feels good. Like I should do it. Okay, so I've got that all in there. And if I were in my regular mirror, I would be perfecting that maybe a little bit more. And then and this pencil, they come with a liner, a sharpener to keep them this sharp. I love it. I need to get a black one again. I got a gray one. I didn't like it as much as the brown and the black. Okay, I've already messed up by making that one fatter. So, before it completely dries, I'll do that. Okay. They look like, of course one always goes up more than the other, but I think my eyes are just shaped different. Okay, so nice normal eyeshadow, nice normal for me wings. And you know I've been using the Latisse, well I'm off of the Latisse. It was just getting where it was just making my under eyes and everything so dark. So I'm back to my new lash. So I do have decent lashes, but there is just nothing like false lashes. And there's nothing like my favorite ones, which are these. The Ardell Self-Adhesive 120S. And you may ask why I get the self-adhesive, and it is because, not because it's self-adhesive, there is just something about that band being on there that makes it look pretty. It makes it where I can use one pair for like a week. And I don't know what it is. It just, I love these the best. So I've been ordering them, you know, like 5 at a time from Miss Maybelline. Is it Maybelline? Miss Maybelline online, because you can't get them here in town. And so I'm going to show you how to take them off of here and how I trim them.